It may not seem like ordering pizza qualifies as an adventure, but when you have to travel to the destination, sit down, and order, all while traveling back in time, that is definitely a way back attack.
So, Preston, you and I had the chance tonight to actually go to a Pizza Hut classic. So, what were your thoughts?
Oh my gosh. I've been driving by this Pizza Hut classic for a couple years now, but I was always by myself. Pizza Hut has not been my favorite restaurant for a long time, and so I never had the urge to just go off and check it out by myself. So I'm glad that knowing you has made me have the opportunity to make an excuse to sit down and finally try it. But it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's funny because, you know, we have talked about going to this before, and when we were there tonight, we talked about how the differences between the pizza, like how the pizza has changed over the years and that kind of thing. And I actually I like pizza a lot, and I have recently had Pizza Hut pizzas, like when they started doing the thing where you could have the drizzle on the pizza and stuff like that. I really like that. Like there was their whole artisanal thing, but I feel like a lot of people did not like it. And, you know, and in terms to kind of play off on the retro popularity and that kind of thing, it just made sense for Pizza Hut to have, I guess, certain locations, because not all locations are retro pizzas or classic Pizza Hut classics.
Yeah. So I actually looked and tried to find the number of locations that are classified as Pizza Hut classics. I can't find any definitive number. I asked the restaurant manager how many Pizza Hut classics there were. He didn't know, but we did know that in our district, in our region, there are 18 restaurants, and we were the only Pizza Hut classic. And based on people that we see on social media, the responses, it doesn't seem like there are many around. So we're actually really, really lucky in that within 15 minutes of driving, we have access to a Pizza Hut classic.
Yeah, and the interesting thing with it too is the Pizza Hut in the town that you live in, it still has the red roof. The classic that we went to tonight has a black roof, but once you go inside, it's not the classic Pizza Hut, right? And so that's really kind of what makes it different than the other ones. That, and then they have a couple things, like there's like a plaque on the wall that talks about it being a Pizza Hut classic, and the menu has some stuff in it too about how Pizza Hut originated and that kind of thing. But I think it's interesting. It's not just the red roof, because most modern Pizza Huts have the new logo and in different style building. But it's more than just the red roof that makes it a Pizza Hut classic. So.
I've got a taste for pizza at Pizza Hut, and pizza made with cheese, dripping with that wonderful please, I can hardly wait to taste that.
There's only one place you can get a pan pizza this good: your hometown Pizza Hut restaurant, home of pan pizza.
All right, so what makes a Pizza Hut classic a Pizza Hut classic? Now, I think that it's the identifiable red roof, but ours doesn't have a red roof. It's just the gray roof. But the restaurant style is the same, and they went back to classic tablecloths. They went back to their classic red cups. They have the stained glass style lighting fixtures, and then all around the walls were Pizza Hut history kind of photos. They had some book it memorabilia, the checkerboard tablecloths, like I mentioned, and they had a salad bar.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was really taking you back to what the restaurants were like in the late 70s, early 80s, all the way through the mid 90s before they tried to rebrand and style themselves differently. But having not been in a Pizza Hut in years, it really was like being transported back to childhood.
It was missing one thing, though.
What was that?
It didn't have the cocktail cabinet arcade game and the stand-up arcade game.
No. I specifically remember in mine growing up, there was a Miss Pac-Man cocktail table, and then later they had the tall Play Choice 10 where you could play the Nintendo games.
Yep.
We had that. But, you know, all things considered, It smelled great. The pizza was actually really good.
Yeah.
We ordered the classic pan pizza, and
it's the original recipe.
And I had no complaints. It's been so long since I had it because I gave up on Pizza Hut a long time ago that I couldn't tell you if it's exact or not, but it tasted pretty good to me. It tasted like I remembered.
And it's cool because the take-home box was, in my opinion, kind of small. I assume they have different size ones, but the take-home box has like the classic style logo on it too, instead of like the stylized, like italicized version of the Pizza Hut logo. So I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. So final takeaway for me is if you have an opportunity to travel to a Pizza Hut classic, it's worth the trip. I mean, it's worth stepping back in time and feeling like you did as a kid. The pizza itself is really good. If their whole goal was to try to get people back in their restaurants, even if this seems like a gimmick, although it's a very dedicated gimmick to rebrand the whole store, but it did its job because it got me back in there and it gave me another shot to give Pizza Hut a try. And I had a great time. I enjoyed the pizza, and I know that I will be back. Brian?
I think that the whole concept is really neat. While we were there, we had some people come in with a Polaroid camera and have the server take a picture of them. It was kind of weird because they brought their own tablecloth also. But it's cool. Like, it's making going to Pizza Hut an event, right? Yeah. And I feel like that was something that when I was a kid, going to Pizza Hut was an event. Usually it was only because I read X number of books and got enough stars on my bucket pen to be able to go. So, I think it's cool. It's not every day that going to get pizza is a special thing.
Yeah.
So, I am surprised that this particular location is a classic. 1 out of 18 in our district, and it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
which is bizarre to me, but.
Yeah, it's really, really random, but really, really lucky. So, Pizza Hut Classic, check them out.